Let me go to David in New York, and then we'll do that student loan thing, which I think, by the way, the states have the right to do what this state is doing. We'll have that for you in a second. David, New York, what's going on? Hi.
Hi, good evening,
Hi.
Joe. I just wanted to talk about, as a New Yorker, how touched I was that President Trump went out of his way to attend that wake today. To me, it was reminiscent of the days after J6 when he went and visited in the hospital all those injured Capitol police officers. I mean, nobody really backs the blue like President Trump. And I still remember those tough days after J6.
Yeah, let me put you on hold. So, David, what Capitol police officers are you talking about? And are you going to bring up Ashley Babbitt, or how's that going to go?
No, when President Trump spent all that time visiting, all those injured police officers.
Yeah, I don't remember. How many injured police officers were there?
I don't know, a lot.
How many?
I mean, we all saw what happened.
Right. Well, how many? How many were killed that day?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 died.
I
wow.
know Brian.
How did they die? That's crazy. Really, 4 or 5?
And you know what really says back in the. You know what really.
I'm going to put you on hold, Dave, because you can't seem to answer a simple question. How many police officers died that day, January 6th? Let's go.
I'd have to look it up. What do you think? I have that memorized?
Well, it's so many that you can't memorize it? Really?
It was a lot, yeah.
How many? What's a lot?
But you know what? Really,
how many? No, I'm going to put you on hold because you're not answering. How many? Just tell me how many.
150.
150 police officers died that day.
No, injured.
Okay, how many died?
5.
Okay. The number's 0. Not even Brian Sicknick. Get it! You know what I mean? When you call in, you act stupid. And you call in and you think you're going to play a game with the host. Carrie, I've been doing this 35 years.
I know.
Guy lied to Sam, said that he wanted to call in, show support for Trump today. Listen, David, or whatever your name is, let me make this as clear as I can. If you would have called in and said, I want to challenge PAGs, or I want to challenge Trump's policies, I still would have taken you. This is what the people, Carrie, the trolls don't understand. They don't have to trick somebody to get on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love debating.
Come on. I know you do.
Call in, say what you want, say your point, because here's a guy, and his name probably not David, probably something else, and he probably is recording it. He's going to post it somewhere. He won't post my complete takedown of him. He'll probably edit it. But having said that, of course, we've got the full video of it. When you call in, say, I would like to challenge Trump's support for the police. I don't believe he does. Now let's have the conversation. Because no police officers were killed that day. Brian Sicknick wasn't touched. Brian Sicknick died of a stroke the next day. He actually texted to his brother-in-law, everything's fine, all good. That night, after that night of J6, wasn't touched, was not beaten by a fire extinguisher. It was a lie. It was a media lie. They all just got away with it. And then, you've got Biden honoring him with the Medal of something because, and again, Sicknick did not die on January 6th because of what happened there, the riot that happened there. 150 police officers were injured. You just make a number up. Earlier, you said hundreds. 2 people died that day that we know of. Ashley Babbitt was shot, and she should not have been. I've watched the video. I think that was a bad shoot, and that cop should be in big trouble. And Roseanne Boylan died that day. Trampled by, many say she was beaten by Capitol Police. I'm not saying that, but we know that she died that day. She was also in the crowd. Now, a guy like David doesn't care about them because they're not important people. The important people are only those that he aligns with politically. See, I'm somebody who's compassionate enough. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you tragically die, I'm going to be there and have sympathy for yourself, your soul, your family. I hope that you rest in peace, and I hope that you're resting easier, with God in heaven. I'm not somebody who hates you because you're politics. This guy can't get away from his politics long enough to realize he's been fed a bill of goods. He's been fed a narrative that he can't get away from. Everything the left says he buys. He is a believer in Joy Reid. He's a believer in Rachel Maddow. He's a believer in Joe Scarborough. He's a believer in Anderson Cooper. He's a believer in George Stephanopoulos. Why? Because he's not smart enough to be skeptical. He's not smart enough to know that if you have a brain and you know how to use it intellectually, you can pick any of these lies apart. He doesn't want to. He wants to believe Orange Man bad. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. In fact, here's the Baltimore mayor with Joy Reid. The Baltimore mayor is a 39-year-old